Happy Kindness Week, Bears. I'm Jordan Twinner. On this CTV, we check in on our winter sports team as January winds down, dig into the changes being made to the baseball field, and look ahead to this year's winter play. Those stories and more next. The boys basketball team dropped their first conference game of the season this week. They fell to Raytown Tuesday night, 68-54. It was their second loss to Raytown in less than a week. The Bears also fell to the Blue Jays last week in the Summit Grill shootout, but rebounded to beat Lee Summit and take third place in the tournament. Isaiah Jackson made the all-tournament team. Next up for Crispin, home games on Friday and Saturday. First, they play the team with the best overall record in their conference, Ruskin. Then they welcome Blue Valley West from the Kansas side of the state line. The girls' team picked up just their fourth win in 2020 Wednesday night, beating Lee Summit North. Injuries to key players have hurt the Bears over the past few weeks. They finished 7th in a tournament in Frontenac, Kansas last week. Then they dropped a conference game to Raytown on Monday. They play another conference game Friday when they host Ruskin as part of a boys-girls doubleheader. Only a couple more weeks left in the wrestling season. Both the boys and girls each have a couple more meets or tournaments left. Both just competed at the Raytown Tri-Dual Wednesday night. Last weekend, the boys competed at the Platte County Tournament. Junior Mason Walters won his weight class. Senior Rico Alaniz made the finals in his. And senior Lyndon Shell finished third behind two nationally ranked wrestlers in the 220-pound weight class. Next, the boys will take part in the George Hoover Wrestling Invitational at Liberty this weekend. The girls, meanwhile, won't compete again until they head up to St. Joseph next week. After that, it's on to districts for the girls' team. They'll compete in Kearney next weekend. Boys' districts will come a week later in Belton. The swimming and diving team closed out their regular season this week. Next up, conference. It will take place next Thursday through Saturday. A little more than 4 weeks until practices for spring sports begin. As CTV's George Cerritos tells us, for the baseball team, it's out with the dirt and in with the turf.
When the Chrisman baseball team takes the field this spring, they will play on a turf infield. The process of converting from dirt actually began last spring.
The turf field came about in about April or May of last year, and the bids went out, I think, in September and approved by the board in October, and then the work started in November. They've got rid of all the dirt on the field, and everything that was dirt is going to be turf, and including all the way down the lines in the foul territory, all the way to the fence, so that way they can tie in the outfield someday whenever they decide to do outfield turf, and then also the bullpen got turf as well.
The change makes Chrisman the latest school to move to an artificial playing surface.
Our field needed some work. We had a bunch of rocks on our field that need to be getting taken off, so turf is the best way to do it.
It's the way everybody's going nowadays. A lot of colleges already have the turf, and it will help with cost, with the fact that we don't have to drag the field, mow if we had a grass infield, but we don't. And also turfus for when it rains, as well as quick dry, chalk, just all those costs we don't have to have anymore.
Mr. McGee says the cost to convert the outfield is too great, so only the infield is being changed at this time. Still, players and coaches say the turf infield will eliminate some of the past issues.
Last year, we weren't able to get on our field until after our first game because of the weather, snow and rain and all that good stuff, and our field wasn't able to take all of it. So now that we're getting turf, we'll be able to, and a better drainage system underneath, we'll be able to get on the field as early as possible.
The first thing that comes to mind is, especially with the weather, we won't have to go inside if it's sprinkling outside or if it rained the day before, because nothing will be ruined.
It's definitely going to help us on our field, and there's not going to be as many bad hops. We're not going to have to pick up rocks during practice. It's just going to be an all-around better experience on the field.
Baseball and softball players alike welcome the switch.
I was excited because turf is becoming more popular now with both baseball and softball, So it will give me a step ahead for especially competition softball.
I've been wanting this since my freshman year. During summer, that's all we play on. All these other schools are getting it. I'm just glad that we're finally getting it. It could potentially mess with other schools that don't have turf and aren't used to it. It's just an all-around advantage for us.
Snow days slowed down the progress, but the field will be ready when baseball practices start Monday, March 2nd. With Jordan Twinner, I'm George Cerritos, reporting for CTV.
The baseball field, not the only sports venue seeing changes. Over Christmas break, crews painted the entire large gym and installed new glass doors. Activities Director Greg McGee says that over the summer they will refinish the floors, paint a new logo in the middle of the court, renovate the gym foyer, and build a Hall of Fame area in the atrium. Tech Week for this year's Winter Play is almost upon us. That means opening night is just days away. This year's show is called The Curious Savage, which just happens to be Miss Hayes' favorite play.
It is about a lady, Ethel Savage, whose stepchildren want money. They're greedy. And their father has died, her husband, and she has all this fortune that she's wanting to use to make people be able to do things that they always wanted to do but didn't have the money to do, just frivolous things. They say she's crazy, and they put her in a mental institution where we meet all these wonderful guests, sweet, kind, wonderful guests that are in the last stages of their therapy, but they're still off. And so it's quite fun. It has a lot of hilarious moments. It has some suspense because the money is missing at one point and Mrs. Savage doesn't even know where it is. And then it also has some heartwarming moments. So it's got a large mixture of everything, which is why I love it.
The play has a small cast, just 11 characters, so Miss Hayes decided to double cast it to give more students roles in the show. That means instead of 3 performances, there will be 4. 1 each next Thursday and Friday night, then 2 on Saturday. Each cast will perform twice. Tickets will be available all week at lunch for $5. They will cost $6 at the door. Next month, Chrisman Cheerleaders will host a cheer clinic for kids. Girls and boys ages 4 through 9 can participate. It will take place Wednesday, February 12th and Thursday the 13th. The kids will then perform with Chrisman's cheer team at halftime of the varsity boys basketball game on Tuesday the 18th. The clinic costs $25 per child. All participants will receive a t-shirt. 5 weeks and counting until the district's robotics team charges into competition. This year they're designing their robot after a game called Infinite Recharge, inspired by Star Wars. The first Bots of Independence, or FBI, will first compete at the Arkansas Regional in Little Rock, March 4th through 7th. The team had a total of 47 days from the time the game was released to their first competition. In that time, they must not only build and test the robot, but also develop an effective strategy to help win the game. More than 40 members of Student Council are expected to participate in the upcoming Relay for Life. It takes place next weekend at Truman. Each student needs to raise at least $100. Relay for Life raises money for the American Cancer Society. Courtwarming is coming up in a couple weeks. The courtwarming game will take place Friday, February 14th. The dance will happen the next day. This year's theme will be Disney. Keep an eye out for information about Spirit Week in the coming days. Speaking of dances, prom remains 3 months away, but efforts to pay for it continue right now. The senior class is selling Pura Vida bracelets to help cover the expense. The bracelets cost $8. Supplies are limited. See Ms. Brandmuller or Ms. Harrison if you want to buy one. Prom will take place Saturday, May 2nd at Stony Creek Hotel. Remember, you must have 90% attendance, no obligations, and no office referrals to attend. February is Black History Month. Chrisman's Black Student Union will mark the occasion with a special program. It will take place Thursday, February 20th. The organization wants both students and staff to participate. You can share stories, poetry, music, or dancing. They also need refreshments and volunteers to help with setup. Contact Junior Aaliyah Reed, Mr. Smithson, or Miss Moore if you want to participate. 7 semesters down and just 1 to go for Chrisman seniors. CTV's Nathan Kerr talked to seniors and staff about this, the last semester for the class of 2020.
With the curtains of the new decade drawing open, seniors and staff are making their preparations for the final 4 months of their high school career. Some students are looking forward to both the coming semester and the life that follows it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Ready to be out of Chrisman to pursue better things.
Happy because it's been a long journey. Not ready for it. Responsibility that comes with graduating.
The prospect of that responsibility can prove daunting to some.
The stuff is starting to get a little bit more real to them, and the end is starting to be in sight. So I think more than anything else, there's just some slight concern like, I might actually want to figure this out.
The 4 months remaining in the school year offer time to do just that, as well as accomplish other goals.
Furthering my education with child development.
Just hang out with my friends.
Chrisman's counseling and advising staff encourages seniors to do both of those things. Work towards their future goals while relishing the present.
Life gets very real after you graduate. So I would advise the people enjoy as much as they can while they're still in high school. Take advantage of going to extracurriculars. Try out a club that you've never tried out. But on the more academic side, I would also recommend that as you go into this last semester, that you focus on trying to learn productive study habits. Because if you are planning on going to some type of college or a trade school or a certificate program, you're going to need to study. And you're not going to have people like you have in a high school setting to constantly be following up on how you're coming with your work. They expect you to have it done, and if you don't, then that's on you.
My advice would be to breathe, to enjoy it, and to take care of things as soon as possible. Don't wait because it's going to be over before they know it.
Graduation takes place Saturday, May 23rd at 9 a.m. Reporting for CTV, I'm Nathan Kerr.
As many seniors ponder their next step, juniors, even freshmen, should do the same. Applications open January 1st for the KC Scholars Scholarship Program. There are multiple ways students could win financial aid to one of 17 area colleges. Juniors could receive the traditional scholarship worth up to $50,000, or they could receive an award specifically to Mizzou or UMKC. Freshmen could receive money in a 529 college savings account. Applications will remain open through the end of February. See Mr. Bounds if you're interested in applying. That's it for this week's CTV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our video podcast. Look for another one to post next week. I'm Jordan Twinner. We'll see you next time, Bears.